Real quick guys, before the video begins, I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing a little giveaway over on Instagram at Octane Street to celebrate reaching 2,000 subscribers. You have until November 30th, 2021 to enter, and for more details, visit Instagram at Octane Street. When I was first thinking about getting a tune, hold on, let me just get on throttle here so you guys can hear it. So I'm not sure if you guys could hear that. But the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is that, hey guys, my name is Kernan. Welcome back to Octane Street, the road here on YouTube that never ends. And as you guys can maybe tell, I'm not sure, you guys let me know, but something is a little bit different about this video, and that is that we're actually starting today's video at nighttime. It's actually, 12:30 a.m. So it's a little bit past midnight. So I know it's a little bit past my bedtime, but the reason why we're going to be recording today's video a little bit later is because we're actually going to be doing a 3-month review of my JLT cold air intake plus tune combo, and we're going to be reviewing it both in both the 91 octane tune and the 93 octane tune. But before we get on the road, well, not actually before we get on the road, but before we get started with the whole review, this pony is thirsty. Not me, this pony is thirsty. So we're gonna head straight to the gas station, fill her up with some premium 93 or 94 octane, and then we'll get started there. So stay tuned for the cold start, and I'll see you guys at the gas station. Fill her up. Pump 2, could I get $70 of 94? $80.
Your bill, sir.
What? $100? Well, this can't possibly be correct.
$80, boys, and I don't even know if she's full. Let's check it out. Looks just about perfect to me. So now that we actually got the fuel in the car, let's go ahead and tune the car up to 93 performance tune. Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to be tuning the car back up to 93 because if you guys can't see it for yourselves, $80 for a fuel bill, not really what I'm trying to do or capable of doing at this time, because gas prices are absolutely ridiculous. But with that being said, we have our tuner here, and we are going to go to, let's go to program vehicle. Yeah, right off the bat guys, when you buy a tuner, I know these things are expensive. This little device itself is like $400 and it's locked to your vehicle. So that means you can't actually transfer these to a different car if you bought a different Mustang. Even if it's the same year, same make, same model, it doesn't matter. These tunes are programmed to a specific VIN, so it won't work with any other vehicle no matter what. But just like that, we are now on our race tune, rated for 93 octane. So with that being said, let's start her up, and you guys tell me if you guys can hear a difference from this angle. So you're not going to be able to hear the biggest difference because the car is already warm, but on throttle and on cold startups, it's actually a huge difference. But yeah, I have a lot more differences that I want to run you guys through. We're gonna go ahead and hit the roads now. I'm gonna have the windows a little bit cracked so you guys can hear the car as well while I'm driving, and we're gonna just kind of talk about 91 and 93 octane tunes, if this whole thing is worth it, and go through some of the things, you know, in terms of daily drivability, reliability, you know, and the changes it actually has on the vehicle itself. So let's hit the road, set the GoPro up, and I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so time for the driving portion and to get to the actual review. So whenever I'm talking about either 93 octane or 91 octane in regards to the tunes and how they feel and how they're different, I'm going to try and keep a number up on the screen to indicate, and it'll be easier for you guys to follow along with the video. But for the most part, I am going to try and focus on, I decided, the 93 octane tune, because that's kind of the one that most people would want to run if you guys can. I know, again, a lot of places in the States don't have access to 93, but I feel like that's the more important one. And everything I say in regards to 93 octane is pretty much true for the 91 tune as well, just to a slightly lesser extent. So with that being said, guys, the first thing we're going to be talking about is drivability. And, you know, when I was first thinking about getting a tune, hold on, let me just get on throttle here so you guys can hear it. So I'm not sure if you guys could hear that, but the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is that shifting point and how the car shifts with the 93 race tune. It's absolutely aggressive. So the first thing you're going to notice if you tune your Mustang, your 05 to 09 Mustang, you're going to notice a difference in sound. Once you put that 93 octane tune on, you're going to notice a difference in sound if you have a keen ear and know how your car sounds. And then you're going to notice the throttle response difference. It is night and day between stock and the 93 tune with the cold air intake. Absolutely night and day difference. And I truly do mean that. The tune absolutely wakes your car up, and instead of having like a semi-slouchy type of throttle response where, you know, the power takes a little bit, it's like it feels pretty slow without a tune. So when you have your stock trans and, you know, motor and tune from the factory, it could definitely feel very slow when it's shifting. But once you go ahead, or not even shifting, but once you get on throttle, but once you go ahead and tune it, the throttle response is right where you want it. And the shifts are so aggressive, guys. I'm gonna lower the windows down a little bit more so you guys can hear this one more time. I'm gonna go ahead and punch it real soon, and so you guys can hear it. So you guys didn't hear that first or second to third gear shift, but hopefully you guys got a good sound of it in the first pull that we did, because it is such an aggressive shift that it sounds like it's when you're shifting an Audi or a Porsche with the PDK Tiptronics, and you're just that instant shift, and it's absolutely lovely. The shifts are so quick and aggressive that you almost think it's one continuous gear. Like, you almost start thinking you're driving a CVT, a continuous valve transmission, because it's just so seamless and so quick. It's so far from what you would expect from one of these 05 to 09 older, you know, Mustangs. You know, transmissions back in the early 2000s honestly weren't all that great, and this tune truly wakes up the shift points, how aggressive these shifts are. And when it comes to daily drivability, guys, none of this by any means is too much to handle on a daily drive situation. It is so fun to drive anywhere at any time. The only thing is, though, is because these shifts are so aggressive, especially in the 93 race tune, it could feel jerky if you're not trying to drive fast, because these shifts are meant for a track where you're always going to be pushing the car. And if you're not on a track, if you're just driving on your back roads or your main roads, it's gonna shift a little bit jerky, because again, it's trying to give you that fastest shift. And if you're just cruising at, like, you know, regular road speeds, it's gonna feel a little bit jerky. And that's the only thing that I don't recommend for daily drivability, because it can get a little bit annoying. Because it'll make you feel like you don't even know how to drive an automatic, or it'll make you feel like maybe something's wrong with your car. But in reality, it's just the shifts are so aggressive that it's just trying to put the power down without any lag, so to say. So it's a truly exhilarating experience while on throttle and under heavy load. But otherwise, for daily drivability, that is the one flaw, honestly, that that I have to say when it comes to daily drivability. So the next thing is reliability. I've tuned the car, guys, now for over 3 months. It's been 3 months now, and honestly, my car has driven much better than factory when I purchased the vehicle. You know, obviously from the previous owner. It drives much better than when I bought it. When I bought the car, sometimes it would start Very, very rarely, but sometimes it'll start bogging and hiccuping as if it was misfiring. So of course I did change the spark plugs and stuff like that to help aid it, and I checked my spark plugs because it started happening again. And yeah, ever since I got the tune put on, my car's never driven better. It drives much better, never bogs, never shut down, never had any issues or gave me any codes through any lights on the dash. So honestly, when it comes to me and my 3 months plus experience with this tune and cold air intake setup, better than when I purchased the car pre mods and pre tunes. So I definitely do think that Ford was kind of slacking with the factory tune on these cars, but definitely a $500 tuner will fix that right up with a cold air intake. At least it did in my situation. And that goes for both the 93 tune and the 91 tune. Again, I ran them both for about 2 months individually. Never had any issues with both of them. So also, I guess shout outs to Bama as well for making some pretty decent tunes. I know they're not the best, but hey, for the money, I think they're pretty damn good. So the next thing, guys, that we're going to be talking about is excitement, and how I already talked about it a little bit when it comes to, you know, daily drivability and how the tunes make the car feel pre and post, you know, tune. And honestly, guys, when it comes to the excitement, it's essentially, I'm going to be reiterating myself here, but the car is so much more awake and alive once you do put these tunes on. And honestly, I couldn't be happier personally. I mean, the car was starting to feel a little bit, I mean, it's been close to a year since I owned it at that point, and the car did start to feel a tiny bit like a slouch, but these tunes actually woke this car up beautifully, and I think it was just the right amount to make my older Mustang feel a lot more alive and modern, and it just made the car so much more fun to drive, especially again when you're under heavy load, under that throttle, hearing those shifts pop in the exhaust, and you know, you just feel this crazy punch of power when you actually stomp it down to the ground. And the reason why I keep checking my rear views is because we've just passed now our fourth cop car that we've seen here for the night. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe they're trying to give some tickets out. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff. So I'm just keeping my eyes out as you guys do. And yeah, so when it comes to excitability, guys, the tune, you can't beat it for the money. The only thing that can maybe put a bigger smile on your face is possibly an exhaust, because you hear your car a lot more, especially a V8 like these. You know, from factory, they come with pretty quiet, numbed down exhausts. So yeah, but for the money, in terms of true excitability, how it makes your car feel, drive, even sound a little bit, the tune, you cannot beat it. For the kit, for the cold air intake and tune, I think it was like $600 US dollars, that is, I believe, somewhere around there, $500-$600. And honestly, guys, best tune that I've put on so far. I know I'm still early in the modding game, but hard to beat for the money. And I truly do understand why it's on everyone's, you know, top 3, top 5 list of mods that you gotta put on your car right away. Hands down, it's definitely number 1 on my list. So spoiler alert, if I ever make a video talking about you know, one of those lists, then that's gonna be number 1 on my list, because you can't beat it for the money. You can't beat it for the performance gains. It's a mod that is multiplicative, so whatever you have done to your car, it's gonna affect your value that much more, as well as for future mods when you want to put more things on, you already have the tuner, so it's just gonna multiply and amplify those gains by, you know, whatever your tuner is able to kind of extract in terms of power from those mods that you add. So hopefully that made sense. But yeah, in terms of excitability, guys, and honestly, that kind of talks about if it's worth it or not. 10 thumbs up. I know we only got 2 thumbs, 10 fingers, but I'm giving it 10 thumbs up. So a quick another thing that I actually want to talk about when it comes to these tuners and, you know, kind of if it's worth it or not, is the whole consistency thing. It kind of ties into daily drivability, but honestly, again, like when it comes to consistency, every single time, as long as I'm in the 93 race tune and I have 93 plus octane gas in the tank, every single time I put my foot down, I know exactly what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get that punch to my gut, exactly how you'd like it, and you're gonna get constant power throughout your whole power band, and it's gonna keep you right there because those shifts are so crisp, they're so quick that it's like, let's say you start out, you're doing a roll. You start off at 2K RPMs, you kick it all the way up to 5,500, it upshifts you, or maybe even at 6 grand, it upshifts you, and it puts you right back at like 3 grand, right in the middle of your power band. And it's so aggressive, so crisp. I can't hark on it enough, but it's truly a blast to drive. And because these are naturally aspirated V8s in these Mustangs, you know exactly the power that you're going to be getting. It's consistent every single time. Put your foot down, you know what it's going to do. You want to spin the back out, absolutely no problem. I could do circles if I wanted to right here, but with the amount of cops driving by, I think I will resist for now. But it's, man, absolute blast. And I already talked about it earlier in the video, the convenience of having the different tunes, guys. Driving somewhere where they don't have high octane gas, detune your car, tune it down. Going somewhere on a racetrack where you're gonna bring, a bottle of ethanol, E85 or 94 or even 100 race gas, have a tune set up. So all you have to do is fill your car up with the appropriate gas, tune it on the spot, on the fly, no Wi-Fi needed once you have your tunes on your actual tuning device, and you're good to go. It's absolutely convenient, and you never have to worry about, oh shoot, I can't find the right gas for my car. No, just tune it right there on the spot, and your ECU knows, okay, yeah, we accept 91 octane right now. It's almost like having a flex fuel ability in pretty much every car. So no complaints there, guys. Honestly, clearly, by everything I've said in this video, guys, it's no question of if this is something you should do. Is it worth it? Kern, is tuning your car truly worth it? Is it what all these people on the internet say it is? Does it really make your car that much better? Yeah, it actually does. Like, straight up, it makes your car better. It makes your car better than factory. Like, I don't know if that could be said for all brands of cars, because maybe it depends, but the Ford Mustang has a huge audience. It has a lot of people that have dedicated a lot of man hours to writing up these tunes for these cars. So in the case of the Ford Mustang, guys, do yourself a favor, get yourself a cold air intake and tune. Your car's going to sound better, it's going to sound healthier, and in the long run, it's probably going to thank you. And hey, if I'm the one that you needed to hear that from, then feel free to get it done. And once you experience everything I've explained in this video, maybe you'll come back to thank me too. So with that being said, now guys, I'm gonna try and set the GoPro up outside to get you guys some flybys. I'm gonna really get on the throttle and have you guys hear that as I whiz by. Hopefully you guys can hear those crisp, aggressive shifts. And yeah, we're gonna wrap the video up probably after that with some final thoughts. Enjoy the flybys.
It's hard to breathe, but that's alright.